table was never for gloating. It was always for healing. If you've ever shouted Psalms 23, if God be for me, he prepares a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You know that praise. You know that feeling. It's like God is about to embarrass your haters. But then I started looking around the table and I realized something. The table wasn't a flex. The table was a mirror. Because when I looked closer, I didn't just see enemies out there. I saw guests. I saw who I thought were friends, but they wounded me. I saw coworkers, systems, heads of power. I saw family. And then it got worse. I saw a younger version of myself. I saw an older version of myself. I saw myself hunched over a lustful screen. I saw myself crying at my mother's grave. I saw myself grieving what my father never became. I saw myself worshiping false ideas in a beautiful church. I saw fear. I saw doubt. I saw lack. And then the Spirit whispered, "Richard, you keep calling them the enemy. But the enemy has been living in you." God will prepare a table, but he will not let you pretend you're not invited to your own healing. Because this table was never about God letting me gloat. This table was never about me eating while they starved. This table is not a celebration of revenge. It is a setup for transformation. Because if my enemies never leave, then I have two choices. Either this becomes a bloody feast, or it becomes a healing service. Either I keep feeding hatred, or I reach across the table in love, and I teach a new way. The presence of my enemies is not proof of war. Sometimes it's proof that God is ready to reconcile what trauma divided. God didn't set the table to shame them. God set the table to change me. Notice I said me and not them. God didn't bring me here to win an argument. He brought me here to win my soul back. Because the kingdom is not domination. The kingdom is restoration. The Spirit, Sophia, wisdom divine, she is breathing through this moment, not to destroy, but to heal. And I realized what I thought was a shout was actually a classroom. What I thought was praise was actually surgery. What I thought was God exposing them was God restoring me. The table is where God teaches you how to love what you used to hate, how to bless what once broke you, how to become whole again. So yes, he prepares a table in the presence of my enemies, but sometimes the enemy is the version of me that God refuses to leave unredeemed. This is Richard Thomas with The Promise, and today's promise is this. God doesn't feed you at the table to gloat. He feeds you to heal. If you stuck around this long, know I'm praying for you and believe in God for breakthroughs, miracles, and wonderful things in your life, that you may bring breakthroughs, miracles, and wonderful things to this world. God bless you.